Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you again for those who have already subscribed to my channel. For those who haven't done so, please go ahead, like, subscribe, and share, and comment at the end of this video or even during the video so that I can grow my channel. Okay, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this baby cardigan. This lovely baby cardigan here. This is its back. See, it's lovely and cozy for the coming chilly seasons. Okay, this cardigan is measuring, for your information, it's measuring down there 34 centimeters. 34 centimeters to the bottom there. Okay, and it's measuring about 30 centimeters across there. It's also measuring the arm length is about 26 centimeters, and to shoulder level here it's about 30 centimeters. The neck depth is about 10 centimeters. Okay, and the length to the armhole there is about 18 centimeters. Okay, now this cardigan is worked in Aran wool, and Aran wool, this is the one I used. This Comfort by King Kong Aran. Any type of Aran wool will do. So yes, this is what we're going to make. Now, today's video, I'm not going to use the traditional way of having a knitting pattern for you to follow. I'm going to teach you the individual way of doing it. It's easier for those who are tired of reading and following notes. So I'm going to show you how this is being made. As you can see, there are 4 different types of patterns, even at the back there. So this is a pattern number 1, pattern A. This row here is, this column here is pattern B. This is pattern C. I've called this panel A, panel D, sorry. Panel D, panel C, panel B, panel A. So our whole pattern is made out of those panels. Okay, now for those panels, I've just got them here. If you can see them, this is panel A there, and I've got your panel B there. This is panel C for you. This one here is panel C, and this is what I've called panel D for the easy of maneuvering in this tutorial. So it's panel A, panel B, panel D, panel C. Okay, now what I've done is, for this back, I've cast on 69 stitches. So we'll start by working for the back. So using the Aran wool, using your Aran wool, you are going to cast on 69 stitches. So Aran wool and 4.5 millimeter crochet hook is what I've used. Aran wool and 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. I cast on 69 stitches, and I do a rib in 10 rows. That's your K1, P1, K1 for 10 rows up to there. When I get there, then I'll start doing my pattern A. I'll do pattern A right until my work measures 18 centimeters. So I'll pattern A until, in a minute I'll show you how to do the pattern A, until your work measures 18 centimeters from start to where you will be. Okay, now pattern A. This is how I work pattern A. Okay, pattern A, I've got this small swatch here where I've cast on about 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, only 9 stitches. So let's begin. As you can see, I've got 2 K's there, a P there, K, P, K, P. So I'm now going to do the opposite. I'll start by K'ing, knitting into that, and purling into that. So let's begin. That's knitting into that and purling into that. So I will continue like that. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, until I get to the end of my stitches. I'll just be doing your knit, your purl, and I'll end off with a knit. So on the second row of the pattern, I'm going to purl the purls and knit the knits. So I'll start by purling one, and I will knit the next one. Purl one, knit the next one. Purl one, and knit the next one. So I'll just continue like that through my 69 stitches. You know, working these 2 rows, purl one, knit one, purl one, knit one. Now, to make the pattern complete, it means every 2 rows I have to change my starting point. I started off with a purl one, which means now after these 2 rows, this 3rd row, I now have to start. Sorry, I started off with a knit one. Here it means I have to start with a purl, a knit, and a purl. Okay, so I'll do a purl one, the opposite of, you know, what you started off with. Purl one, knit, purl one, sorry, knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one, and knit one, and purl one. So this is the first row, which means the second row I'm going to knit the knits. So I'll start by knit one, purl one, and work like that all through my 69 stitches. Okay, now this is the panel A, the pattern A, the back pattern, which the pattern which I've used for the back of this cardigan. Okay, this cardigan will fit anything from 1 to 2 years, or if it's a smaller baby, even up to 2.5, 3 years. Okay, now, sorry, I've made a mistake there. So we'll continue like that. This is your pattern. And the next 2 rows, you are going to do the opposite. Knit one, purl one, knit one, purl one. And you can see your pattern coming out, you know, very vividly, which is this thing we've made here. Okay, now, once we've done that and we've worked to the top here, we now want to shape this. And to shape that, we are going to cast off 3 stitches at the beginning there, work to the end, then on our reverse, cast off 3 and work to the end. So once we do that, it means we will be having 69 stitches, less 6, 63 stitches left. Then we are going to do 8 cast off, which means when I start this side, I'll cast off 1 stitch, and I'll cast off one. The last 2 stitches there, I'll work 2 together. So work 2 together at the beginning, work 2 together at the end, then you'll be left with 61 stitches. So then on the reverse side, you don't do any casting off. Then again, on that 3rd row from the casting off, you do again, work 2 together, work 2 together, continue in pattern. You'll do that 4 times until you have done 4 cast offs here and 4 cast offs here. So it will be 3 from the beginning plus 4, 7, 3 from the beginning plus 4, 7, which means we have cast off 14 stitches. At the end of it all, we'll now have 55 stitches. Those are the 55 stitches. We will continue in pattern until we reach the top there. When we reach the top there, we will be measuring, according to this, we will be measuring about 30 centimeters. Okay? So we'll get there at about 30 centimeters. Then what we do is we'll then just have to work 4 rows. We will cast off 8 stitches and work to the end of this. You cast off 8 stitches, work to the end. On the reverse side, we cast off 8 stitches and work to the end. So we'll be more or less like here. We will repeat that, cast off 8 stitches, work to the end. On the reverse, cast off 8 stitches, work to the end, until we just have about 28 stitches remaining for our neck. Then we cast off those 23 stitches. That will be our back finished. Okay? The next thing we want to do is our fronts. There are 2 fronts to this cardigan, as you can see. There is as you can see, there is the left front and the right front, to be like this. This is the right front, this is the left front. They are worked in exactly the same way, but doing opposites. Like for instance, if I start by this pattern on my left, then I'll end by that pattern on my right. I will explain further how this is done. So for my fronts, I'm going to cast on 35 stitches. For the fronts here, we are going to cast on 35 stitches. Don't worry about this ribbing. We'll talk about it later. So the fronts will cast on 35 stitches. And once we have done our 10 rows rib, we are now ready to place our pattern. Okay, now this pattern, let's work on this left here. This left pattern here is made of 13 rows of panel A, which is that panel there, if you can see it. So that's that one there. Then I purl 2. The next one will be a panel B, which is that one there. I purl 2. The next one I will place my panel 8, my panel C, which is that one. Then lastly, I will do my panel D, which is that one. If you've forgotten which one is A, which is B, which is C, you can always go back to the beginning of this tutorial and you won't miss out. I've already shown you how to do the panel A. I will show you how to do the panel B, C, and D. But before I do that, I just want to give you again the measurements for this. Okay. So once I've done my 8 rows there, my 10 rows there, I'm going to continue in this pattern like I've demonstrated. Panel A, purl 2, panel B, purl 2, panel C, purl 2, panel D, purl 2. Okay. Now I'll work like that until my work measures about 18 centimeters. So once I've gone to that level, this is like 18 centimeters, I want to cast off 3 stitches at the beginning of this side because I'm working on my left side, side of the cardigan. I cast off 3, work to end, work back, cast off 1, work to end, work back. So I'll do that cast off 1 this side 4 times, so that at the end of it all I'll have cast 3 plus 4, 7 stitches, which means out of my 35 stitches after I cast off, I will have 35 minus 7. It means I will have 28 stitches left. So I'll continue working without doing anything on those 28 stitches, keeping my pattern correct until my work measures 24 centimeters, which brings me to that position there at 24 centimeters, where I want to now shape my neck and be able to complete like that. So to shape my neck, this is continuing straight, the armhole. I'm now on this side. I'm going to cast off 6 stitches at the beginning here, 6 stitches, and then I'll work to the end, come back, so work 2 together at the finishing of this, and again work 2 together at the beginning of that. So I'll be casting off there on every row, at the beginning and at the end. So it's like 6 from the beginning, work to the end. On my way back, the last 2 work together, the first 2 work together. And I continue like that until I have 16 stitches remaining. These are the 16 stitches there remaining there. So once I've done that, and my work now measures 30 centimeters. In other words, I'll stop casting off. I'll just work through those 16 stitches until my work measures 30 centimeters. Once that's done, I'll cast off 8, work to the end, work back, cast off the remaining 8. And that's my shoulder, my left side there completed. The same thing will happen to my right side. I'm doing exactly the reverse. Here we are doing exactly the reverse. I'm starting off by doing the same number of stitches, the 35 stitches, and I'm continuing in pattern, but I'll start off by placing D, it's P2, purl 2, place D, purl 2, sorry, P2, place D, P2, place C, P2, place B, P2, place A. And I'll do exactly the opposite. Wait until 18 centimeters, cast off the 3, then the 4, work until I get to that position where I want to now cast off my stitches, 6, and then another, corresponding amount there until 6 stitches remain, and then cast off the shoulder at 30 centimeters. So that's your right side done. Now we want to do to show you quickly how to do the, I've already shown you how to do panel A. Now panel B, I've got just this little swatch here of about I think 10 stitches. Okay, this is how we do our panel B. I've purled 3 there. Now this is the 2 stitches which I want to twist. So I will need at the second from the hook, I will need that one, but I don't take it out. I will need the front stitch, then I pull the 2 out together. Then I'm going to purl 3. So I'll quickly repeat that. And on the wrong side, You always knit the knit stitches, and you always purl the purl stitches like that. So on the pattern will be purling, on the sides will be knitting. So you knit stitches and you purl stitches. Let's just go over that quickly. So this is how I've done it. I'm just purling those 3 to get to my position. Once I get there, I'm going to twist these 2 like that. Knit at the front of the second stitch, then knit at the front of the other one, and you pull the 2 together and purl to the end in this instance. So there you are. You've got your panel B sorted. Okay, let's move on to panel C. Panel C is worked over 8 stitches, and it's 4 rows of pattern. So let's begin with that. With that, we start off with we are going to do purl 3, 1, according to the swatch I have here. Just to get to my pattern, I'm going to purl 3. Then it's worked over 8 stitches, so I will knit 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then I'll just purl 3 there to finish off my swatch. I'll turn my work, and I'm going to knit 3 there just to get to my pattern. And it's always knitting the knitted stitch and purling the purl stitches. So these ones I'll purl 8. I knitted 8, now this time I'm purling 8. So it will be knit 3, purl 8 according to this swatch. Okay. Then knit 3 again. There we are. Now, this is now the 3rd row of the pattern, whereby I'm going to start off by purling 3 to get to it. I need a cable needle for this. Now I'm going to take these 2 stitches there from the left hand needle onto my cable needle and put it at the back of my work. Then I am going to knit into these next 2 stitches. There I'll knit 1, pull it out, I'll knit 2, pull it out. Then I am going to knit these 2 stitches there from my cable needle. 1 from my cable needle, 2. Okay, now I am going to work at the next 4 stitches. I will take these 2 onto my cable needle and leave it in front of my work. Then I'm going to knit the next 2. 1, 2. Then I'm going to knit at the cable 2 stitches. There you are. Then I'm going to work to the end. So that's basically it. This is your panel C pattern. And like I said again, the 3rd row, sorry, the alternative rows, it's always knitting the knitted stitches, and we purl the purl stitches. So here it will be purl 8 on my pattern. It's always purl 8 on my pattern. I'm purling 8 there. This is the panel C pattern. Okay. and I'll just do knit 3 there to get to the end of my pattern. What that means is at the end of it now, I've done that, worked in 4 rows. So this row, I'm now going to purl 3, knit 8, purl 3, work all the way back, and then when I get back here, I'm going to take these 2 to the back of my work, knit the next 2, take the next 2 to the front of my work, knit those 2, and then knit from the cable needle. So that's your panel C worked out. Okay, now we are going to work out panel D. Panel D is this one, which is worked over, this is your panel D, which is worked over 4 stitches. This is your panel D here. That's what we are going to now work at. Okay, for that, I've got a swatch where I've just put again about 10 stitches just for the demonstration. This is what we are going to use. This again is worked in 4 rows. Okay, we are going to work this one in 4 rows. So the back row of this swatch, I'm going to knit 3 and I'm going to purl 4. I'm going to purl 4. This is where my pattern is. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm knitting 3 to get to the end of my swatch. Okay, now this is again a 4-row pattern. Okay, the first row I'm going to just purl 3 so as to get to the pattern. I'm going to purl 3. My first row there is knit 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you can see, that's knit 4. And I'm going to purl to the end. Like I said before, when you do the other side, you always knit the knitted stitches. 1, 2, 3, and you purl the patterned stitch where I want to put my pattern. So I'm purling there, purl 4. So for this swatch, it's knit 3, purl 4, knit 3. Okay, now for my pattern, the third row is now worked over the 4 stitches, like I said. So here I'm going to purl 3 until I get to my pattern here. So what I do is I take these 2 stitches in front here onto my cable needle and put at the back of my work like that. And then I am going to knit these 2 here, 1, and knit the next one, 2. Then I will knit the 2 from the cable needle, and I will finish off with that. So this is my pattern. The reverse side is always knitting the knit stitches and purling the purled stitches on my pattern stitches. Yes, so that's your panel D worked out there. As you can see, it's coming out. They go on like that. That's your panel D there worked out. So once you've done that, I've already shown you how to complete this. The next thing you want to do is the sleeve. The sleeve is got the panel B there and the panel C there, which I've already shown you how to do it. Okay, now what's remaining is for you to be able to continue. So for the sleeves, we are going to cast on 34 stitches. So we'll cast on 34 stitches there, and we are going to rib 10 as usual. And then, as you can see, this is like symmetrical. Once I've done that, I'll work these 7 stitches there in panel A. I'll purl 2, do the next 2 stitches in panel B. I'll work 2 and do the next 8 stitches in panel C. I'll work 2, do the next stitches in panel B, purl 2 stitches, and then the remaining 7 stitches I'll do panel A. So it's panel A, purl 2, panel B, purl 2, panel C, purl 2, panel B again, purl 2, then panel A. Then I will continue in that pattern there, at the same time increasing for my sleeve every 4th row, starting from there. So you work your panel, you work your 4 lines there with the pattern. Then when you get to the 5th row there, you are now going to increase on each side. So from 34, you will now be working on 36 stitches. So you'll be doing that on every 34 rows until you end up with 44 stitches as the maximum width of your arm. You continue in those stitches, the 44 stitches, until your arm measures about 22 centimeters. Okay, about 22 centimeters. Then you now want to start your cast off again there. So what you will do is you still cast off 3 stitches at the beginning as before. Then you cast off another 4 on each side, just like you did for the back, until you have 30 stitches remain. Remember, we started with 34, we increased to 44. So when we cast off 7, it means we are casting off a total of 14, and we'll be left with 40 stitches, 30 stitches. We'll work the 1 row of those 30 stitches and we'll cast off. That will be our arm there for us. So the next thing is for you to join your shoulders, the back and the front shoulder. You join the back and the front shoulder, because what we want to do now is to do our neck. So we are going to pick our stitches right round evenly. I think here I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So for this one, I've got about 70 stitches right round. So it more or less becomes like the same, like 69, and then your next side is 70 stitches. You pick them round evenly. You do your rib for about 6 rows, and you cast off loosely. Once you've done that, you now want to do, you finished your neck bend, you now want to do your border, buttonhole border, and for the button. So for this one, you can either do 2 things. You can either rib 7 and stretch your border to fit there, or you can do like I did, where you pick your stitches tightly so that your border will become nice and firm. Okay, for this one I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Which is about 36. So for this one, I think I have about 34 stitches evenly spread there. Then I have five buttonholes, which you can space, accordingly. Then the same will happen on this side. You do the same thing. Either you pick up your stitches or you wake up a rib with 7 stitches and sew it on. The choice is yours. So yes, you do your buttonholes, you do your buttons, and there is your completed garment. So what I've just shown you is a way to make a small cardigan. You can do what we call prorata, increase your stitches, increase the length of your garment, to maybe suit a 5-year-old baby. This is like the basic, and that's how you'll have done it. Thank you for watching. Please let me hear your comments after you've tried out my pattern in the comment box. I hope you've liked today's tutorial. And again, please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and give me your comments so that I can grow my channel. Thank you for watching. It's a bye for now.